Hello, everybody, and welcome to the live, in-person Minnesota RØKKR home series co-stream. I'm Ashley, a.k.a. MiDNiTE. Right next to me, we got Blakemore from the fan. Let's go. We got IKON from YouTube, IKON Nationwide TV. we got IKON. He's usually on the co-streams and the podcast. You all know that. He's from the rotation, baby. So, guys, we're in person at RØKKR HQ doing the co-stream today. We had to do something special for home series. We're super stoked about everything home series that we've got going on this weekend. And it's a good start for us because we're starting off against Seattle Surge, which, like,
not bad.
It's that time of year, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's like we're solidified. We actually just clinched a champs spot last week versus LAG, which feels really good. Take the L to Toronto. Doesn't feel good, but this feels like it could be, you know, a little bit of a bounce back match for us. So, I mean, I'd love to know, like, IKON, will let you go first, and then Brett, I want to hear your impressions too. Like, how important is this match or not? And what are you, like, looking to get out of this for RØKKR?
Yeah, I think in terms of where we're going to be at champs, I think that's probably most important. So if you don't know like how the actual seeding works, if you finish 7th or 8th, you end up in the losers bracket at champs. So right now, we're only like 10 or 20 points ahead of LA Thieves. So even though, yes, we're going to champs, it's solidified, we're going to be there, we still want to make sure that we're winning these matches that we should win. So that way we get that 6th seed. And if you get the 6th seed, you start in winner's bracket. So if you have an off day, if you have an off match or something like that, you can afford to lose that match and not be eliminated from champs. So really, when it comes to this home series, of course, you want to go ahead and get a win against Seattle. But Sunday we play against Dallas. And I think that's a massive matchup because the road to the winner's bracket in stage 5 is to end up with 3 wins. And I think there's a potential that if we beat Dallas on Sunday, we could get to 4 wins, and then who knows what's there when it comes to the number 1 seed. So overall, just trying to take care of business against these teams that we should beat, and then see where everything ends up when it's time for champs in the major.
Yeah, absolutely snipe my take a little bit. But even on top of that, if besides just not making losers at champs, you know, we want to be in winners in this next major. And in order to do that, we have to be the teams that, you know, RØKKR is supposed to beat. And Surge, unfortunately, this isn't LAN. This is online. That's one of the teams that RØKKR should beat. And especially when you got Dallas coming up, you know, 3-2 is the most ideal situation going on right now, unless we can make it 4-1 and upset it, which is possible. We've done it before. We can do it again. But this is a match, as far as the major goes and as far as champs goes, it's got to be a win.
I think so, too. I mean, it feels unimportant right now because we've clinched champs and it's against Seattle Surge. We've had a decent time against them this year. Knock on wood. Hey, what if we go in here? We're jinxing this stuff. Yeah. But you know, it's so important for us to not only make that winner's bracket at the Future Land Major 5, but I mean, I didn't really fully realize, or maybe we didn't have the details yet, but if you're not in the top 6 at champs, you're started in losers. You get no, like, okay, if we lose, it's all right, we can bounce back. There's no bounce back that, and you do not want to be in that scenario. And we're only, 10 points ahead of LA Thieves right now? That is not where you want to be. So not only do you need to try to really do well in your group, which, like, hey, you know, we're doing all right so far, but, like, you want to make sure that you're beating the teams you should beat and just going off. Look at these clips. They're just going to be hype,
Look at our boys. They're right up here.
Yes, look at the boys. Look at the boys.
I will say RØKKR have been a lot better about beating the teams that are supposed to beat this stage and the stage before. I think stages 1, 2, and 3, they kind of get in a little bit of trouble. Florida is a trouble team that we're going to face next week, I think. And they've had trouble with them, even though, you know, like, quote unquote, should beat them. But the last stage 4, and this stage, they've been really good about, you know, competing with teams that are above them and beating the teams that, because last thing you want is to play to level your competition. And that's, and so far, the last few stages, they haven't been doing that.
Yeah, I think for me, biggest match of this entire stage is actually going to be the last one. So, of course, there are 2 teams that we should beat. We already took care of business against LAG. We play Seattle today. So, hopefully, this is a hot 3-0 or we get through this one pretty quickly. But the team that's right in the middle there with us that is really going to depend on who gets 3 wins, who gets 2 wins, who makes it to winners, who makes it to losers is Florida. And in the matchups against Florida this year, We're 0-2, so it hasn't gone the best, but as of late, with the move from Standy and bringing Major MiDNiTE back in, we've just been playing really well overall. So I think the outcome in that match against Florida will be different than what we've seen this year, but still, it's super important because if we don't get that victory against Dallas, we're still searching for that potential third win, and it has to come against Florida in that last matchup of Stage 5.
Yeah, I think that's the match I'm most looking forward to for
Same.
this group stage is like we haven't been able to get over the Florida hump all year, and it's time to slay the Mutineers. Wait, what is a Mutineer? It's an octopus?
I think their mascot's like the Kraken, I
Their
think.
mascot's like Davy Jones.
Oh,
but
okay.
a
okay.
mutineer is like a sailor that has mutiniers.
So like a
ship.
us.
Or mutineers as captain.
So we
you know?
need to we need to rock their ship, basically. We need to,
Nice.
yes.
Nice.
And we got to rock the Surge too. We can't let them surge on us today. Listen, I could do team name puns all day. Dude, I guess let's talk a little bit about the maps because there's some drama, right? We talk about it all the time
All
on
right.
the podcast and the co-stream. Checkmate has not been Minnesota RØKKR's friend lately. So, IKON, if you're able to quickly kind of just go over the maps, what were the vetoes like and how did we get, or what are we about to play and how did we get there?
Yeah, so I think at first glance, you want to try to avoid Checkmate if you can, but you also have to take into consideration who you're playing and how good they are at Checkmate also. So when you go through the maps, we're actually starting map 1 with Checkmate Hardpoint. When it comes to records, we're 4-6, but they're 4-9. So that is a map that even though it's not one of our better Hardpoint maps, we should still be pretty good at it. We should win map 1. Map 2 is something that's interesting. So map 2 is Standoff S&D. When it
Long
comes
time
to
veto standoff.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't played Standoff much. We haven't won it this year. We are 0-2, but the teams that we've played against when it comes to Standoff have been teams that are pretty good at S&D. So on that note, Seattle is also 0-1, so they haven't won it either. So it's an opportunity to play some of these maps that we might not be fantastic at, get another rep on it. And I think when you talk about the maps, as you go a little bit further down, like when you look at Garrison Control, which is map 3, I would even argue that that might be our best control map over the last month or two. Like, it seems like throughout stage 3, throughout stage 4, we've talked so much about how good Minnesota is at raid.
That was the map that took off a phase.
Yes.
Was that Gary control.
Yeah, so we've talked about how good we've been at raid, and then as stage 4 went along, as we got into stage 5, we've been playing Garrison more and more. We've been beating really top teams on it. So I think that map 3 could be a swing map. So if we can just win map 1 or 2 and couple that with map 3, then we'll have at worst a 2-1 map advantage. And then just to finish it out, our 4th map is Raid Hardpoint. This is actually the only map that we don't have the record advantage. We're 5-6 and Seattle's 5-2. It's by far their best Hardpoint map. So that could be an issue if it goes there. And then map 6 is Miami S&D. Anytime you can end with a Miami S&D, I think everybody would agree that that's our best S&D map. So
As long
if
as
it goes
there's
to
no
map
teammates.
5,
Yes, no teammates,
No
in
teammates.
overtime,
Yeah.
no
Attached.
overtime either. I'm too nervous on overtime Miami. I can't go there anymore. I mean, they've got their keys to victory here on the screen. Definitely solid takes from the Call of Duty League analysts.
Yeah.
But like, want to know your guys' opinion on like how the roster's been playing lately, how it's kind of been going, and like is everybody, I mean, it looked like in the LAG match, like everyone was just, whoo, it was scary. But then, Toronto, we weren't able to be all firing on all cylinders. So do you guys think it's up to kind of one of our players to completely take over, or is it a little bit of everybody just being at their best?
I feel like it's a little bit of everybody. Standy has been, as soon as he's got here, he's been the MVP of this team. I mean, there's no question about it. But I feel like when RØKKR play their best is when everyone is really contributing and pitching away or rowing the boat or whatever mantra you want to use. And I feel like today, especially the ARs are going to be the most important. I mean, if it is online, so we know that Grumpy Sam is going to be out today. Grumpy Octane, he's not going to be happy about playing online. So it is crucial that Priest and Major are firing away, and then Standy just be Standy.
Be Standy, man. Hey, you got to do it. I think they could. I mean, you look at this team, and I do think that Seattle is a team with 2 strong ARs. You have Octane, and you have Gunless. They're definitely scary. Who's another team with 2 scary ARs? Florida. I'm not saying like, yeah, Surge will tune us up for Florida, but like, if you want to start like getting into heavy, strong AR play, trying to do that versus Surge is a pretty good start. And then, yeah, you have your ARs have to be absolutely on their game in order to beat Mutineers, which I think is going to be crucial if we want to at least not only win this stage, but just keep getting get more points than LA Thieves. That's the mission right now. We made champs. Just keep getting more points than LA Thieves. LA Thieves went 2-0 last weekend, yeah?
Yep.
I predicted that. Just got to rub it in Icon's face. I'm so sorry, Icon. I got to do it. If you guys don't know, we are all kind of on the podcast tracking our predictions, and Icon has a very nice lead all season, and I'm trying to catch up. But, guys, it looks like we're about to go into Checkmate Hardpoint. Typically, we actually just throw to the gameplay full time so you get the full feed. But, hey, it's the Minnesota RØKKR home series. We're in person. Let's just vibe out on the couch and watch the match together. So we can just kind of check it out and see, like, how we do here.
Now, my thing with with Checkmate is I feel like Hardpoint is the best of the worst. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, well, especially when Checkmate search is a thing. Thank God that's not there anymore. But Checkmate Control, I just can't stand it when RØKKR played. I just don't think it's one of ours. But Hardpoint, I think, is better, much better than that. So I'm curious to see how this will go. If I had to pick a Checkmate from the play, it would be Hardpoint.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. I still have, terrible flashbacks from when Checkmate Search and Destroy was in the rotation. So glad we're not in those days anymore. But yeah, I mean, this map, Icon, what do you think is most important in this map? Is it positional play with the subs and the ARs, or is it just like the rotation battles? I feel like there's so many money hills on this map.
Yeah, exactly. There's two hills that are more important than all the other ones, P2 and then P5. So right now, what I'm really keyed in on as I look at the mini map is you want to have.
We have all the points. Holy cow.
Yeah. So you want to make sure that you have the right side of the map spawns. You can see that little keypad just came up in the top, right? That's where the next hill is. So if you start on the right side of the map, you have an advantage, but if you're the team that doesn't have spawns for P2, you're just trying to get as much time inside of P1 as you can. So we were able to get 50 of those first 60 seconds inside of P1. So even if Seattle maxes out P2, which they had the advantage of because they started over there, it really doesn't matter because as it goes towards P3, it should be pretty close to a tie ball game. So if you're starting on bad side, this is
killed by his own trophy. Oh my God! Oh, sorry.
This is as close to a good of a start as you could hope for.
Right. Oh wow! And he just wins a massive gunfight there.
And there we flip. So now we have spawns. They should get the last 30 seconds.
So that's not.
That's a nice flip.
For a P2 where they have their setup essentially, that's a pretty good break.
That's for sure commendable.
Here's one thing that I notice about that sometimes RØKKR do, and look, everyone in this building will forget more about COD than I'll ever know. I feel like we hop off time. Like we'll check an angle and we'll lose like 5 seconds of it. Maybe it's just me being a nitpick, just nitpicking every little thing. But yeah, like just right there, I think someone was on time and like kind of peeked out to pallets or panels. I don't know the.
I think they're just making sure that they have control of the next hill and they're winning those battles. Yeah. Like, there's always the debate between like, should they be going for this garbage last 8 seconds, or should we get positioning for the next potential 60 seconds? And it's always a battle, right? Because sometimes that 1 or 2 points is the difference at the end of the game. But I think for the most part, what you want to have on Hardpoint is either control of the spawns or the ability to retake and then take control of the spawns. So like.
That's what makes Hardpoint such a good competitive mode, is like those kind of moral dilemmas.
I mean, you should have heard me back in the Black Ops 2 League play days. I would be toxic, yelling at my teammates to rotate at like 30 seconds left. I'm like, get off of it. They're going to rotate. Like, have one person stay. You should definitely have like one person try to catch the time. But, you want to mostly...
If you can,
if you can, like perfect world, you're able to rotate and have one guy kind of sticking back and getting that time.
It looks like the setup's going to be in here, though.
For what it's worth,
and
we did get blessed. Attached spawned out left side of the map when he probably shouldn't have. So we're in P4 right now. P5 super important towards the bottom of the map. So we got spawns for P5.
Let's listen in if we can.
Nick, he's close up. Hey, wait, Christine dead.
Nice, help me, shoot down. Octane dead. Yo, block.
Actually, I'm getting dark spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna get top lane.
Let's be open in tube. I think they're
hurt. I'm top lane.
A-long, classic, one shot hill.
Tube hurt.
Shot the guy hill. One shot, close right.
I got him. Dead, nice.
Play.
I'm one shot. I'll help. I'm jump down. He's one shot behind you.
Chase you, dead.
I can get initial.
I have a
I'll play top lane. Make sure you block, Eli. I have a trophy new.
On either side.
Open.
Long. Shit on. Oh my god.
Nice,
I need
good
to
shit,
stay
yeah.
down.
One's going exit, I think.
Yo, he's top aiming, hopping up.
Push
I'm
up.
saying push up. Someone block.
I can't block.
I'll
I can't
find it.
block.
I'll
Wait,
find
one
it.
might spawn
Oh,
behind
we
us.
blocked. That's insane.
We're
good,
good.
good.
Two
open
I'm
and
top
one
plane.
shot.
I'm top plane.
Two of them one shot. They're deep.
I'll get extra. One shot top plane. He's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
go top.
racking long. I'm racking long.
Looking exit.
Exit. Our exit.
I
I
got
got
trophy.
trophy.
I got
My
trophy.
front. Look, my front.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm in front.
All right,
I'm
ready, classic, good.
done.
I've crossed you.
Yo,
Stay down.
yeah, he's back across on me.
Okay, I got
Yo,
exit.
Exit. I don't even cross
Is it pillar?
you.
Pillar
Exit,
down.
exit,
Another one. I needed it.
Pillar dead.
Exit. Still.
Exit dead.
Nice,
Good,
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 good.
good, good, good.
Front.
Nice. I'm blocking. Yeah.
Yellow crate. Christina. Yo, there's 3 stacks.
She needs
I'm
one
one
shot.
shot.
I'm helping you.
I'm going top plane. I'm going top plane.
Yo, we can try to work up.
Hey,
right now.
we'll be wing.
Every shot.
Okay, I hear you.
Already. I mean, they are.
I'm picking up deep left. I'm picking
You
up
have a
deep left.
trophy?
Don't switch top plane. You're doing multiple top
I
plane.
wonder, like,
Left.
how
We'll be wing,
teams,
we'll be wing.
like,
Nice.
surge
Plane,
here.
We'll be wing.
Like,
We'll be
at a
wing.
certain, like, it's
He's
so
on the
hard to
pallet.
walk
We're
kind
taking
of
together.
at
Low,
any
take your
time, but when it's like,
Still left. Left.
Level
Left.
top.
living
One
in
touch back.
Foxville,
I'm
where it's
flashing
like,
over
it's
Looking over you,
like,
looking over
man,
you.
how,
Still
The
where's
lonely
the,
place.
yes,
I'm
That
shooting
sucks.
top.
where's
Trying to help
the
you left.
drive
radio.
to get on and
I can add dogs.
I'm looking at
Dead.
stairs.
Nice.
I'll look at
Stairs,
top
guys.
viewing. I'll look
Dude,
at top.
big
Top viewing.
setup.
Dead.
Nice.
Let's go, dude.
I mean,
Nice.
I
I'm
don't know,
coming.
I feel
Still
like,
got
I'll get your left. I'll
jeez,
get your left.
dude,
No,
everyone's
behind me. He's
beating
exit.
attacks,
Dead exit corner.
dude.
And
Tell
that's
me
what
like
I
how
think
I
the
one
struggle
shot.
with is coming out in that first map and just
Minnesota
being super
RØKKR
hot.
really starting
Yeah.
to get into
Right now, they
form.
are
I mean,
the
really just
absolute
look.
fire.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest picture here is that if you just win map 1 or map 2, map 3 is in your favor, and then that map 5 is also in your favor. So this has been a great start, and now we're in the exact same position that we were to start this map, where we're the left side of the map, we're getting the time inside of P1, already have a 70-point lead, so
Now-
you can
Feels
see
good.
right there Standy at the
Standy's got to
top.
flip up when Sandy just
he
got
dies.
picked. Yeah. But if someone could sneak over either through blue and through secret, or just try to flip through yellow. But I mean, when you've got oh no, oh
Jeez, dude, everyone's burning right now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone's absolutely slaying right now.
now they're gonna have this P2. Oh, but here's Major's already back there.
The Surge Boys look to try to do as much damage mitigation as they can, but the SMGs continue to fire.
Oh my God.
That's going to be 4 in a row for
Get him, Major
Oh,
Maniac.
Sam
Does he see
is
him? Does he
being
see his
such a
gun?
rat back
Oh,
there.
he doesn't see his gun. Oh, he knows he's stunned though. Oh, he's.
Oh.
Oh, good try.
Take a look at Standy in a great
Wow, man. Everyone's positive, it looks like, or even, I guess.
get some time to breathe. What feels like for the first time in a long time start they get a hill that's uncontested.
Wow. Yeah, if you're gonna break this P2, I feel like it has to come from that panels under tube area. You know, you can't just flood through yellow and just run into a giant funnel of fire. I feel like, or at least flip around the entire way. But I think they're just gonna chalk this.
Do you
Yeah.
think that they're gonna, like, is Seattle gonna be able to mount a comeback? Are they in position at all to
Yeah.
wipe them off this middle hill, you think?
Certainly not over. Well, this hill gets mixy really quickly.
Yeah.
So I think it's really a battle of who gets set up for P4 first.
Yeah, P3 and P4 are usually pretty contested, and if you're looking at the score, the other money hill on this is P5. So bottom left-hand side of the screen, you can see that those white arrows are there. So they're in position to get a full 60 if it goes to P5, but you're just trying to counter that, get as much time as you can in P3 and P4, and that's why this map is so tough, especially on control, because once you have control of the middle of the map, it's really tough to get out of your spawn, and that's what we're doing so well right now. We're getting that time inside of P3, and we're not letting them out of their spawn.
Yeah, we're absolutely not letting them take anything away from us here. And I do agree, like, I mean, how often throughout this season have we watched RØKKR go down 0-1 in map 1? I mean, our hardpoint record, when you're looking at it, is still so tainted from our just absolute struggle from the beginning and middle of the year. But lately, they've been looking a lot better on it, and I think that's just a little bit comforting. If we can, like, I'm telling you guys, if we could just keep our hardpoint, improving that. Oh my God, Standy's insane.
I feel like I've seen 3 down for Surge like 17 times.
Oh yeah,
this map.
they're getting outslayed. It's a slaughter.
here we
Standy's got
go.
streaks. Let's go.
Do you like
GG.
streaks in comp?
Yes. If you can earn the streaks, use them.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't like automated streaks, and certain streaks are maybe overpowered or not fit for competitive, but like an airstrike, yeah. Come on.
Now, if you had your choice, like, would you rather have streaks or have snipers come back and search?
I shouldn't have to. That should even be a choice. We should have snipers.
Well,
Yeah, you should have both.
We should have.
I understand that. but
This
I
is
was
our
just
first
for the
year.
sake- And there it is. Already
Hey,
over.
let's go, boys. That's a dominant
Light
win.
work.
What's meant? Standoff? Is the next map?
Standoff S&D.
Search.
I really need to see us do better there. I mean, it's obvious we picked Miami Search last. It
You would
seems,
think,
seems
yeah.
obvious that they picked the other Hardpoint, which was
Raid.
Okay. Well, yeah, and Search is kind of nasty at that. So, like, if we can just start this really strong here, we'll be in good shape. So let's take it into map 2 as well.
Yeah, to the point that you mentioned earlier about us not really getting off to a hot start in map 1s when it comes to Hardpoint, it's interesting how that has flipped on its head because
Right.
the first 2 or 3 stages of the year, we were always a 2-3-5 team. Like, you got to win the
yeah.
S&Ds, got to win the control, and then there's your 3 maps. And then Standy comes aboard, and all of a sudden, we're pretty nasty at Hardpoint. We're winning maps 1 and 4. And then Search and Destroy is the map mode that's kind of dicey. So
the
interesting to
pace
see
just
how
picked
it's flipped on its head a bit.
As soon as Standy joined, the pace of this team just went from 0 to 100.
Yeah, and I think too with Priest moving to AR, like,
Yeah.
and Major Maniac coming back in too, like, Major Maniac's a really push the pace style AR.
And Major is so much nastier than I think he gets credit for.
For sure he is. He's underrated.
Like, so many times you just pop like a crazy 3-piece in a search, or the one in Miami comes to mind. I don't remember, was that last stage where he like picked somebody out of from under boat and then like 360 no scope somebody practically behind the boat. I mean, he's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean,
They all look pretty focused there.
biggest thing to watch in this one is that obviously, as you mentioned in the pre-show, it's Gunless and Octane. That's who kind of fuels their ship. And in that first map, our ARs were pretty good, but I thought it was one just from the pressure from Standy. And that's what Pristini can do too. He's super aggressive. He can kill you as you're trying to leave your spawns. And in that first map, Standy showed up, Attach showed up, and then easy game 1 victory there.
I love an easy game 1 victory, and I was kind of talking about this before, but like if our hardpoint could just keep incrementally improving as it has been all year here, especially in this latter half, I guess, that feels good. Our Search and Destroy, so good at the beginning of the year, a little shaky nowadays, but if we can get back to that form we were at the beginning of the year. And then I feel like Control is our, like, knock on wood, it's our safest mode, right? So if like we're really close to become, going from a 2-3-5 team to like a 3-1 team, or a, you can just get these series taken care of before you have to be in the hot water and worrying about, getting the right seed for the LAN.
Well, until stage 4, it had always been you could just veto raid control against us, and then we weren't really all that good at Garrison, and then obviously Checkmate is definitely not our pick. So I think throughout stage 3, stage 4, being able to advance our Garrison, and now that's one of our map picks, fine, go ahead, veto raid, we'll play you in Garrison. And that map 3 is super important because if you are either win the hardpoint or win the search and then couple that with the control, now you have a 2-1 map lead, and it's really tough to win map 4 and map 5 back to back. So I think like as the year has gone on, as we get closer to the stage 5 major and champs, being good at Garrison has allowed us to take those 2-1 map leads. Or if we're down 0-2, now you can focus on a reverse sweep. You can gain momentum in that map 3 and then try to build off that momentum going into map 4 hardpoint and map 5 search.
Well, my thing too is that you only really have to be good at 2 control. You have to be able to play 2, right? And you can just say, you know what, we're just going to take Checkmate out completely from control. If you want to play us on raid, that's fine. If you want to play us on Garrison, that's fine. But you have that ability to just say, we're not good at Checkmate, we're just not going to play Checkmate. Pick your poison, see what happens. And that's, what teams are trying to do, and they found out the hard way that, RØKKR actually a good Garrison team as well when it comes to control.
Yeah.
A lot of teams are finding that out.
I wonder, I still do wonder the strat behind, I love this piece of content right here that we have made. This is an interview with Standy. We're going to be uploading this on our channel. I think we already did, actually. We already uploaded this. Bro, let's just talk about how crazy his year has been. Like, obviously, you have other rookies on the scene who've been doing their thing, and they're coming up big for everybody. But it's crazy, like, Insight's another top rookie that you're like, wow, dude, he's unreal. But, I mean, I guess you could argue that Insight had maybe just as big of an impact coming out of Toronto, because they were like all right before, and now they're really good. But I also feel like the Cammy's play and Bands' play just super elevated too, which helps. But it's awesome to see like the type of person that can kind of come onto the team and like not only are they good, they're pushing the base, but they kind of elevate everyone around them and make it almost easier for the others.
Well, I think before Standy, we really struggled having that super aggressive, high pressure SMG. Like Attach was doing it and he was doing it well, but that's just like, that's not the Attach that you see most often. So you needed somebody like an Abizi or a Shotzi or an Envoy that just plays with their hair on fire and just goes super fast. And that's what you've seen out of Standy. So just the way that he's come on, you can see right there, all of his KD ranks, like
He's
overall,
nasty.
he's a top 9 player, and he's only been in the league for a couple stages. I
It's
mean,
only
it's
his third day out here. I don't know.
it's wild to think about.
And that just, what's really scary is how many more sleeping giants are in challengers. You know what I mean? Like how many more players can just step in and be total game changers when it comes? Because I feel like he was kind of a diamond in the rough where we picked him up, we saw the potential, and he's fulfilled that 10 times the fold.
Yeah, I mean, it just means so much when you can like accurately scout into challengers. So we actually, there was a scouting series that CDL put on before the season had even started. And we did a little bit of it. I mean, hey, I'm the director of content, I'm gonna make content, right? So there was like a draft system. Saint ended up picking Standy on one of the days, and I said, hey, Eli, like, wanna do an interview? And I actually ended up interviewing him. Like, I just picked him because he played nasty. And like he'd obviously been on our radar before that, and then obviously after that. So I just thought it was kind of funny. Like he was a part of our scouting series team. We did interviews with him, and now look at us up on the main stage for the RØKKR home series. Let's freaking go. So looks like map 2 is about to start. This one does make me nervous because we looked very bad on it. I'm not gonna lie. We looked tough on it. I mean, it's cleared.
Played him a couple times, right? And
Twice.
Twice.
And 0-2. I think it was Optic and somebody else.
Yeah, the first time against Optic, we got
It was a
absolutely,
slaughter.
we got
There was the
obliterated
disconnect.
by
You
Envoy.
remember? They had to restart it. Wasn't that this map? And yeah, it didn't go any better the second time.
Right.
Yeah, you could see, so like as this map started, we sent 2 people on the bottom right-hand side of the map, and that flank over by gas station was open, like that, basically that entire match versus Optic, and Envoy got through there over and over and over again, was able to pinch us. So far it's a better start. We'll see how it ends up playing out though.
Standy and Octane having a battle. Oh man, blew him off the map.
You gotta love the
Standy
double challenge.
wins.
Oh my god.
Yo, peek him, go, go, go.
Oh.
Man, that was close. Priest has got it. 3v1, you got this, boys. Hey, let's go. Yo,
So far, so good.
I gotta take a quick sec. Yo, producer Shannon, who usually produces the podcast for us, she's also producing the stream. So way to go, producer Shannon. Big shouts out in the chat to her. We worked. I mean, I shouldn't say even we. I did help. All right, I was here. But Shannon, she was doing work, making this put all together, and we hope you guys are enjoying this stream. Super cool to kind of hang out, vibe out with the buds, right? Like hang out.
Just one big party, the home series.
Oh,
you know?
it is. And the thing is, so obviously, in a perfect world, the home series is a LAN event, and it's here in person in Minnesota, just like when we had our launch event weekend in January of 2020. Like, that was cool to have people in person. Obviously, before the pandemic hit, the pandemic has changed a lot. So obviously, this isn't a LAN event, but we still wanted to make sure we elevated things for the home series. We've got a lot of cool stuff going on this weekend, whether it's online with us doing this, the cool content pieces you're seeing on broadcast in our channels, or in-person events here in Minnesota. Some like watch party. We got bar watch parties. We'll be at Up Down tomorrow, Friday night, premiering our brand new RØKKR beer. It's called The Final Circle, which is pretty dope. Like,
yeah, that's a solid name.
it makes me
That's
think
A+
of
name.
Warzone, right?
Yeah.
Like you're in the final circle. It's a summer shandy. I don't think Standy can drink. He's kind of young, but a Standy shandy would also be in the running for maybe when he's of age. Do a Standy shandy. So anyway, yeah, I like Search and Destroy here. I just feel bad for Surge.
Oh my God,
It's just we're
Standy's just so
dismantling them.
nasty.
We're just dismantling them. If he gets the 2.
Oh, the comms are gonna come in here.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He's
Someone's gotta pick
nasty.
him, yeah.
Oh, let's go, boys.
Yeah, so that offense was super passive. We really just played for picks, and then what happened is Priesta pushed up to Statue. He was able to get a kill mid-map. Now all of a sudden that opens up the floodgates over towards that B bomb site, and then Standy comes through, gets a 2-3 piece. I mean,
Is it just me, or they're just playing confident right now? Like
Yes.
they're just pushing up the map. They're taking what they want, and they're challenging the gunfights that they want. And I feel like RØKKR at their worst are passive.
Yeah.
And RØKKR at their worst are not confident. But at their best, they're challenging everything.
And it kind of goes back to the thing you were saying about playing to the level of the competition, right? Like, I mean, we saw that interview that Saint gave after the FaZe game. Like, he seemed
he was
pissed.
not happy.
He was like, we put them on a pedestal. Like, we played them like they were, you know, untouchable. Like, they're not. And so, like, if we can instill this confidence that we're able to show against teams like Surge, like, hey, man, I think we could take anybody on any given day. I mean, it's kind of the story of the top 6 of the league right now, but
Yeah.
I feel like we could take them. Maybe I'm drinking the purple Kool-Aid for sure, but
Is it weird that that interview makes me very happy that he was mad? Like, that fires me up.
accountability is nice.
Yeah.
Accountability
Like,
is nice.
We should be mad. We should be upset, and we're going to get better because of it. And right now, I mean, yes, it is Surge, and they're a chalk team, but, you know, it's not easy to wipe a pro team off the map, regardless of if they're chalked or if they're a top, 3 or 4 team. So, these guys can still shoot back despite them not being in champs. So, and people forget, like, Octane was a top player last year, 1 year removed from that. And I guarantee you he's going to be a hot prospect probably coming up in the offseason.
For sure. I'm
for some
so
team to pick
interested
up.
in what will happen in this offseason. Oh, get the
There's
two!
one.
The two!
Oh,
Nice.
Let's
you love
go!
the team shots.
Oh,
my
my God, bro. What the heck? They just went into the blender. Oh, my God. Standy with the sip. Look at this. Skirt.
Just playing as a team too, like
Yeah,
the
playing
comms have been
together.
in.
Playing together. The one thing that was really, I mean, wow, we just sound like we're ragging on RØKKR. But like, it was frustrating to watch. You would have Attach and Standy not really pushing stuff together very often, or kind of separated, trying to play their picks, and like
Yeah.
they're trying to do their thing and apply
got
pressure. But
hook
if you
dropped.
can do it together,
Yeah.
that's insane. That's gonna help you so much. Major Maniac flawless right now, 5-0.
Deep shots
Beautiful.
are the ending conversation. RØKKR now back on attack.
So this offense
Statue is
is
a horrible place to be.
this offense is a little bit different from what we did earlier. We basically waited and tried to get a pick that first round. Now we were a bit more aggressive, and it's really tough to push A if there's anybody in that vicinity.
Right.
Tries to play it close.
Oh, that was a good try. They
That
double
would have
challenged
been
it.
crazy.
Attach. A 1 versus 3.
Don't
the
do it
comms
to
are gonna
him.
be in there, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we had to let them get one so they don't rage quit, all right? And that's a Minnesota nice thing to do on the home series, all right? We're the hosts.
The hot dish is in the mail.
The hot dish is in the mail. Guys, we had the players make hot dish.
So I saw in
I think
the,
that played.
has that came out yet? Because I
The
saw in
video
the
is-
painting one, they were talking about the fire alarm went
The-
off because of the hot dish.
The video is not coming out, but it'll be out soon. I think it's going out tomorrow. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I can imagine the first time.
Nah, man, if Priesta would have done something here, like if he could have got that first pick. Oh, he did. Well,
Yeah.
if he didn't get
there was
weak from
already
that
two
first
dead.
pick, yeah. That's tough. Hey,
You-
just win the D's from here on out. You're golden.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
What's more scary than Priesta when he picks up the 74U and he has both? That's a scary prospect.
Well, that's why he's such a solid flex. Is just
Yeah.
because if it's a 2 AR 2 SMG meta like what this year is, he's fine. He can run an AR. If it's a 3 SMG 1 AR meta, he can run an SMG as you saw last year with Atlanta too.
I love this
no.
spot. This
Yeah,
was
this
my
spot.
spot in 2013.
Wasn't it like Simp who tweeted out Major, like, how do you get to that spot? Or because
The
like no
barrels.
one saw that.
That really showed me that he didn't play Black Ops 2. Like, like that's okay. He's simp. He's younger, maybe.
classic.
It's a classic,
Yeah.
man. It's a classic spot. The little jump spot. You just hop on the barrels, jump up there.
He was
vibe
probably
out.
like 9 years old.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, probably like maybe.
What year did that come out?
2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Or 2012. The end of 2012, technically.
The freshman in high school that came out.
Oh man, I was not in high school. I am old. All right, it's all right though. It's all right. Yeah, I was, dude. I love. What do you guys think about like remade maps for competitive? I love it.
Anything
No,
that makes the players
Icon
happy,
just made a
I'm in.
face. So
Priesta with
Jeez.
another
Oh
two.
my god!
I don't like it.
Wow.
I want to see new
you want
maps all
new
the time.
innovation.
I like a
like,
mix.
like if you look back at like AW, like Detroit or Biolab was like
Yes.
the best maps from there.
And Solar.
Solar.
Ooh, Solar was good.
So yeah, if you're playing like Standoff again and Raid, like you don't get to see those maps. Last year, when it came to like Gun Runner, Hackney
Right.
Yard, those two maps were really good. I don't know. I guess there's a time and place. I think for this
Did you
game,
say Hackney was really good?
Hackney Yard. Yeah, I liked Hackney Yard.
That's
You
an
had-
icon take. That's
You had power positions, both sides of the map.
Someone call up
It was good.
Preston after the match, and we'll see what.
well, and that's the thing too is like
That P2 was tough.
I love when there's
We're on a real
good
side
new maps. Like
Yeah.
there's got to be good
Yeah.
new maps. But if they're not all good for competitive, hey man, let's get Raid back in. The Raid's the best map of all time.
Yeah, if there's a universally loved map like Raid, I'm all for it. Bring it
Standoff
back.
as well as universally loved.
Yeah.
I could have gone without Express. I could go without whatever. What's the
Kinda
Plaza?
Like Express.
Plaza's all right. They might bring that back. I don't know. Sheesh.
Hijacked is back.
Yemen's supposed to be coming back.
not
Really?
competitive,
Yeah, not competitive, but
Yemen's competitive. Hijacked was competitive before it wasn't. Oh, Standy.
Oh,
big
he's
win.
so nasty.
Dude, it's insane. They're just, and this is, I mean, we talked about this
Five over
already,
there.
but like,
Octane's about to get
just
teased.
watching this confidence and like pushing them at your own will, like that is so hard to deal with if you've got the gun for it. And I think like if we just keep playing confident like this,
1v1.
we can start to build that confidence versus, you know, the likes of FaZe in Toronto.
yep.
Standy 1v1. Does he got it? Oh,
This is.
putting her down. Oh no, he's gonna check.
Oh, the timing's not going to be
He's
good.
gonna check.
You got to get out of there.
Does he see
Yeah, but you
him?
can't see him. Just if he can get away.
Oh, frick.
We had one more second.
Wow, dude, that was so close.
But that right there
I don't
is
know if
where
he got caught, clipped that wall, like trying to slide out of there.
Yeah, I wonder if he got a little stuck.
that's where Standy's aggression pays off because it was a 2v2. Octane had a head glitch on that tank, and they just pushed them together. Like, you just don't
Yeah.
expect that to happen. You know both people are there. If they both push you, you can get a two-piece right there, and you win the round. So
Yeah.
you don't expect them to fly around that corner.
Especially with someone
and
like,
then they do.
like Octane on a heady, you know, and you're going to double challenge him on a huge head glitch like that on that tank where you're not going to have a lot to shoot at, and they made it work.
See where he goes from that B bomb site and was able to clutch
Win the D's, boys.
Yeah.
Win them from here on out. We'll be all right.
Priest does 7-3.
offense for the surge.
He's
wow.
frying.
Yeah, Priest is frying.
Oh,
All the guys, look
horrible
at,
timing.
all the KDs are even or incredible. And so you love to see that.
Knows he's there. Let's go. You got to play your
Oh.
life at this point. Or just challenge him. Why not? You're a pro.
Got him.
Oh,
No,
Oh,
let's
no.
go.
You hate to see it.
I'd love to
The
see
team.
that actually, Brett. Like, I mean, like, hey, let's make this easier for RØKKR all the way.
Like there was a major 2 versus 2 fight. You're trying to set up your team.
Switching says one more round, right?
Yep. We're
Stealing
5-2.
offense here. Let's put it away. I get nervous.
Major's 8-2.
Yeah, Major
Oh my
made like
God.
8-2 S&D Lord on the map. That's insane.
Maybe looking much more
Dang, gunless 1-2. I feel bad for Surge at this point. I don't know what they're playing for. I feel it's that time of year, but I mean it's that time of year where these matches are still super important because
It's important to us.
although I predicted it last weekend, I am uncomfortable that LA Thieves won 2 matches.
Yeah.
That is not good for us points wise. Like that's the difference between winners bracket and losers bracket at champs, and that is not where you want to be when it's that big of a tournament.
Yeah, we mentioned it on the podcast. At least I feel like with LAD still having to play Atlanta
huge
and
pick.
Optic, I feel like they've only got the potential for 10 more points, whereas we can get a win against Seattle, we can get a win against
Oh,
Florida,
no.
we can get a win against
Wow,
Dallas.
Attach just beamed him. Yo, producer Shannon's getting excited behind the mic. Let's go.
I don't know if it was because of me screaming.
No,
or
dude,
right in
like
your
we're
ear.
all hype,
Okay.
bro. We're getting hype, baby. It's lit.
4v2 became 2v2 really quick. Oh, great
Oh,
timing. Oh, my
snap.
goodness. 1v1. And attach.
1v1
Who else?
attach. World champion at 18. You got this, buddy.
You can't wallbang that.
What's
You
the?
can't
Oh
wall-
my god, that's so classic. Do you? What's the
This
video
is-
where he's like, "You're so handsome, smart, amazing, talented, funny, handsome."
Did he see him from top brown there?
Yeah, he shot at him.
Yeah. Oh. Damn, Pristini just looked like he flew.
Oh, no.
Oh,
he
saw
got
Did he
out.
see where he went?
I think
Yeah,
he
he
did.
saw
Yeah,
it.
he 100% he did.
Oh, now they know
Don't-
where he.
oh,
Wow, he's crazy
man.
for that. He's crazy for that. Oh, Attach is feeling himself. Look at him
Yeah.
challenging. See, we need this confidence versus everybody, not
Oh,
just
here
Surge.
we go. Oh,
No, he tried, man. That's tough. That's tough.
That might have been a bit aggressive.
That was very aggressive out of attach right there. He was getting mixy with it.
If you look up the esports dictionary and you look up ego chow, I believe there's a
That
clip
is
of
that
right
is an
there.
that is an ego chow.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. We did like a who on the team's most likely to. I was like, who on the team is most likely to ego chow? And I think one person said attach, but then changed their mind to Standy, and then
Yeah.
everyone, even Standy, agreed that it was Standy.
Yeah,
So.
I agree.
I mean, I think he had like did he have at least 2 kills that round attached?
Attached did,
So-
yeah. Yeah, attach is going off. They're all going off.
So what do you think about attach running the Krig in search, basically being the sniper replacement?
Yeah,
That's the idea.
I think it's important. I would like to see like on certain maps where you want to apply pressure or you're rushing a plant. Like I'd love to see him stick with Standy more, kind of what I was saying earlier. But you know, I think like you got to do what's comfortable. Like if he's comfortable, let's do it.
I don't know if I like the timing here.
Yeah, this is a weird angle to hold.
Oh, there. Okay.
Unbelievable.
All right.
it
Well,
shows
we don't know
I
anything,
don't-
Brett
yeah.
Blakemore. You and
know
I are
nothing.
lost. So
That is
Oh, is he chowing that?
that is such a crazy gun battle to take, and he just knew.
Thankfully, almost answers back, but he's greeted with a few nades. Also, a
Still numbers advantage, but.
oh,
There he is again.
stand
Here we
up,
go.
baby. Don't let him get him.
Standy the Mandy. I'm still holding on to that nickname. No
Brett,
one's.
Brett, we gotta let go of that one.
I know.
That we got.
Oh, what a
Oh
joke.
my goodness! I didn't even know this was a jetpack Call of Duty. What? That was nuts, dude. That
Big
was-
smiles from everybody. too.
Dude, this is what we need at the end of the year. Listen, guys. I know you beat LAG. Cool. You're good. Looking good against Surge. Cool. Guys, this does a lot for confidence,
Yep.
especially at the end of the year. Earlier in the year, we were most of the time beating teams that we should. You don't want to
Like
be in that
50% of
spot.
the time,
You want to
yeah.
like dominate, and this always
Yep.
just pads your confidence and ego, and helps you, maybe out ego all the egos, like the phases and the empires and the Torontos.
Well, it's one thing when you beat the teams you should beat, and it's another thing when you dominate the teams. I mean,
Yes.
we are wiping them off the map right now.
You'll love to see it.
I mean, that Hardpoint, what was it, a 100-point match at least, where they get 170 Surge? And then realistically, that's a 6-2.
Look
Yeah,
at the
that's-
scores, my lord.
That's definitely what you see from the Atlantas of the world, the Torontos of the world.
Yeah, they dominate.
They just come out and they play their game and they, assert their dominance.
Major
and
9-3.
There you go.
Wow. Sheesh.
And now we go into a Garrison control
That feels good.
I mean, even against top
Hey, man.
teams, like we saw in a matchup against Toronto, we were up 2-1 before we lost back-to-back. Defenses, we won't talk about it. But
Yeah.
even against like some of the best control teams in the game, Garrison is starting to be a strong map, and we're up 2-0, and that's our third map.
Yeah, that definitely feels good, and I don't feel as good going into the next two. Well, no, because we got the map 5 Surge, baby. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm feeling okay about this. I'm not gonna
I don't hate raid Hardpoint. I feel
No.
like we're not a bad raid team.
We're not bad, but Seattle's really pretty good. So
Yeah.
that's where you need to be careful. But I mean, we're clearly like dominating them. Like that
Oh, yeah.
that can't feel good. The only thing they probably feel like they have going for them right now is like we got to win the control and try to take it to our map. And like
But they're not
that's
really-
not a good place to be.
Still, like, when you're getting outslayed this much and your season's already chalked as it is, like, you have to just be losing full already.
Yeah, you can't, at this point in time, you can't have a ton of confidence if you're Seattle,
Nah.
especially going into, I think Standy's one of the best. I mean, you could put him up there with a BZ probably and Shotzi, but when it comes to Garrison control specifically, it's all about, like, who
Those
can apply
mid-tanks.
more pressure and who can get more kills in the middle of the map. And Standy's just disgusting at it. Like, if you had to place a bet, like, who's going to get first blood, every time you ask me that, like, in coach streams, I'm like, it's always going to be Standy.
I go
and
Standy or
especially here.
Priesta. Standy or Priesta on Gary.
Yeah.
I feel like they both like he's in there and Priesta's kind of looking over him a little
Yeah,
bit. Like
throwing
he gets
those
there
nades.
so quick. So yeah,
He
listen,
plays his life in those mid-tanks better than anybody,
yeah,
Standy.
he's so squirrely. Like he's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
all
he
over,
is
like
squirrely.
zigging and zagging. I think it's
That's an oddly correct term to use.
squirrely.
Squirrely.
Yes, maybe he should change his name. Nah, because then he'd be too much like Toronto
What
Ultra.
a two-piece from Squirrely.
Oh gosh, don't do that.
let's
Yeah,
not do
maybe
that.
don't. Hey, listen, I won't brand him. He's got it going on with Standy. I think like I don't want to predict it, but I might. Knock on wood. I did predict the first match today 3-0. What did we see? 3-0.
You did.
This match right here, it could go 3-0, and then I'd be getting some good points for my predictions. Did you guess 3-0 for
I think I
the first
did.
one? I feel like you might have did 3-1.
I don't.
I feel like you might have did 3-1 there.
I don't think I. Nah, I had to have gone 3-0.
I'm only 25 points behind IKON, which is still a lot. I'm gonna need every dub I can. I need him to start screwing up a little bit.
That Subliner's LA Thieves upset. That was huge.
That was massive for me.
Yeah.
I called it too. I said 3-2.
You know, I wouldn't mind if they just threw Surge a courtesy map so we can hang out a little longer. Because we're going to be out of here.
Nah, we'll go hang out, man. We could go still hang out. Hey, man, it's nice to kind of get the win. You put on the next match. This is the last match. I lied. I should know that. I'm, Minnesota RØKKR home series and all. What do you guys think? We talked about Garrison a little bit. Is there any, let's reverse the keys. Is there anything Seattle can do on this map to win? IKON just shook his head, so it's charged.
Very podcast-esque.
Yes.
When you're making picks. No, I don't think so. I think if you want to beat us on a Garrison control, your SMGs have to take over. If you're playing a Simp or a BZ here, I think that would be a really great and a really tough matchup. But when you look at the Seattle Surge, their roster as a whole, what they're best at is from their AR position. So when you have Standy and Attach coming at you and you're trying to counter it with Pristini and Classic, it's tough to do.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the two people that are menaces on this map most, in my opinion, are Standy, like we've talked about, but also Major. When he gets in that top green and he gets top caution, he does that little hop to shoot top green, he can be absolutely disgusting, and he holds those power positions really well. And I think he can be kind of ratty in the back. Especially on defending on control. So I think those two, if he can win that battle with Sam, with Octane, and Standy can kind of do his thing and, go be Standy out in mid-tanks, I think it's not going to be close.
What I want to see is us obviously win the rounds we should, which would be defense. But lately I feel like the team's been doing all right on offenses. It's kind of been a turn this year where it went, all the controls went from being so defensively favored. Oh man, listen, hey, come on, CDO, why you gotta put this up on the screen? That's not right. So basically, we're even with every team except for FaZe and Ultra, who we've got stomped by. So
we've been stomped by, but then we've played them close.
True, yeah, we've played FaZe close once.
We played
Ultra close twice.
But
0-4 against the Battle of the North. How's that make you feel?
That upsets me. I kind of know that. So, dude, listen, let me be salty for a sec. Much respect to Toronto. But it's a fact that Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota is higher north than Toronto. And then everyone's like, well, they represent Canada. No, they don't. They're not the Canadian Ultra. They're the Toronto Ultra. All right, so we're more north. All right, the battle for the north. And honestly, that's all we have going for us right now, because last year Toronto wins a chip. This year they win a chip. We're 0-4. My feelings are hurt, RØKKR. We've got to go off, dude. We got to turn this thing around and get the Battle of the North going for real, because I can't even tweet out my Jon Snow gifts anymore before the match, because it's just not. It's scary right now.
The Boltons have held Winterfell for too long.
Yes.
We gotta eventually take that back.
It's close. It's getting closer. It's way closer than it was during stage 1 or stage 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like what did we win one map? We won a Hardpoint versus them last week. That felt good.
Yeah.
That feels nice.
Actually, we came out hot in that first map.
Yeah, we
Hardpoint.
did. I thought we were gonna.
Well, that was back and forth the whole time.
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah. Sheesh. I'm nervy, man. Hey, I think we could do it, though.
I'm confident going into this. After the last two maps, I think they're just feeling themselves, and they're going to continue to roll.
This will be an ego chow galore. Who's got first blood, Standy or Priesta? I'm going to
go... Standy's got to go in
I'm going to go Standy, yeah. If it was the other side, it was the other side, I'd say Priesta.
So these opening...
who was that?
Attach? Or no?
I think it's...
Major Maniac?
I think it was... Does that say Priesta? I can't tell.
I thought it was Major.
I knew I should have said Priesta, dang it. Oh my god, look at him already.
And here we go with Major top green.
Yep, that's where you want to be, bud.
Yeah, these opening gun battles are super important.
Yeah.
Whoever gets control of mid-map, you can see that Standy's already pushed up inside of P4.
He did teabag there.
Okay, I didn't know if I could say that, but that did look like that was the case.
I mean, I do that sometimes just out of accident. I mean, it's more of a taco slam when I do it, but I'm sorry, don't fire me.
but
I don't know, man. What do you think of this positioning so far?
It's great.
We're doing it. We're doing the thing.
their sights over toward the B point.
You would like to have a bit more control mid-map, but it's okay.
Ability for RØKKR off of spawn. They've got
You can't give up A like this.
Nah, this is too. Yeah, giving up A this early is scary. We gotta get back in there and roll up our sleeves a little
it's
bit. Uh
done.
oh.
Unless Priest
Clutch
is
up.
Thank you.
Priest is running the sub
Oh
here.
man.
Probably not actually. He probably just picked one up. But.
Let's see if
That was-
Attach can clutch up. Oh no.
Now there has been controls where Priest will pull out a third sub.
There we go.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on this map.
Standy saved the day right there. Now, but they are capturing B, so like that's getting dicey already. If
Yeah,
they
that
already
was
have
huge.
two ticks
If
at
you
A,
chalk B, you chalk B though.
Yeah.
yeah,
that
you don't want
the
to
end
chalk
of the
B
world.
when they already have two ticks at A. though.
Yeah.
That's scary. You want to prolong this B take for sure. Cause look at the time.
Yeah.
If you give up B first, it's kind of whatever. A is the tough one, but if you give up A first, this usually ends in an offensive round win. So I like the fact they were able to trade that right at the last second. And then if you give up B, you give up B.
Yeah. And if you look at the time, like if they do get B, they'll get an extension. There we go, big win. Big win, Priest. Let's go. AR still in the building. Oh no, that isn't an AR.
I don't know if he's
picked
actually
it up.
running a sub or if he is just keeps
Maybe
picking
he
them up.
did. Maybe I mean this is a good map to have that kind of
Yeah, I think
cracked
so, too.
aggression. They're
That
getting
should be the new
desperate now. They're
tagline for
desperate
next
now. Cracked.
Cracked aggression.
Cracked aggression. That's a new gamer tag for anyone out there.
go.
Oh my gosh, Standy with two. Jeez.
The worst time to
Man, that was looking scary with how they got two ticks at A, but now they're just in the they're in the
Rip.
trap. Wow, that's
That was a huge hold.
yeah, and that feels so good to be able to get like a solid defensive win. Those are the rounds you should most definitely always make sure that you're getting. So now what I want to see, offensive dominance. Put them in the trap. Put them in the blender. You know how hard it is to spawn trap Octane? Do it. I mean, it's hard. It's. I'm hoping we can pull it off here.
Every time I watch these control rounds, I love watching what happens in this very first team gunfight. Because like if you lose this and you're on offense, it's really tough to get out of your spawn. But if you win it, you're basically getting a B cap. So really important what happens here.
So no tacticals are going to work through door.
It's gonna be attached.
Pressure trying to go in towards B. They know that Pristini, he's a little
Yep.
rapid.
Yeah, they knew.
It's a matter of time before they're able to sniff him out and they're able to catch him as he hops.
I'm
with
nervous.
that first blood. So now time is starting to go.
I know we could be up. I mean, this is just the Minnesota sports fan. I mean, we're up 2 maps,
Don't.
1 round, and I just go, man, I'm getting scared.
Nah,
I'm
we're
starting to
good.
get scared. I've been burned.
Top green, some great shots onto Priest though.
Don't even put that in.
Yeah, you're right. I can't. Okay, why did I say what I said? Because now we're getting
Oh, attach. What?
Attach pushing for.
Oh.
The pressure from Minnesota.
Did you get traded? Yep.
Now, what do you think about like when I'm loading this up in league play? I love to cap B from inside lights. That's one of my favorite things to do because I feel like it's such a power position to look back, and you can also like kind of spawn kill as well from in there.
And it's hard to get out of
But
there.
it's hard. It's hard to get out, but it's somewhat easy to defend, or easier. Like if you're on that vents heady out in the middle of the nowhere, you can get picked from. There's
Nice, 3 down.
We gotta stack something.
Capper.
Yeah, that all depends how comfortable you are with an SMG. If you're in there with an AR, probably not going to go your way.
So I
but
shouldn't do it.
If you're Standy, sure, go
If
for it.
you're going in with Standy energy, Brett Blakemore, you just gotta own it. You gotta own it. Try it out. You know.
Go toward one side, when in reality the presence is at the other.
Now they cleared out of A. Really
Yeah, I
fast.
love that they went hard for A and kind of made Seattle rotate,
two.
and now they got B easy. It looks like.
If they double chow Pristini here, you might have a
Being
take.
captured A, now contested
There
as
we
well
go.
for time.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, you gotta get a trophy down there, somebody.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
He
he
doesn't
has
have
one.
one.
I think he has whatever the other thing is.
Whatever that
The
is.
assault pack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I don't play COD anymore. I just talk about it. All right.
But that's a good thing that basically Attach on his own forced 3 people to flood him out of A.
Yeah,
You know, and
that
that got
was
the B cap.
very influential to just like get Seattle to kind of panic over to A, and then we cap B easy.
And
This
if you're
is-
back with AR.
This is what I want to see. Him spawn trapping. Him just like murking off the spawn. That is where you want Priesty to be exactly.
And I feel like this map is the. I mean, Checkmate, you can really put him in the blender, but I feel like this one you can too, especially on offense.
Yeah.
'Cause
That's
you
a
know
round
for a
win.
fact,
Yeah, look
if
at
you
this.
If you get B, you know
Wow.
exactly where they're spawning. Exactly.
It's like
what's
they
happening.
knew what I
They're-
wanted. Oh no, good try. Oh, but we got it though, baby. Let's go.
It's chalkity chalk.
Man, we are 1 round away from going and having a beer, you guys. What the heck?
it's a
So
defense.
fast.
It is the nail in
It's
the
almost
coffin
sad.
because, of course,
It's somewhat. No, it's great.
It's
I feel
great.
good. It's great
I
for
love
us.
it,
It's sad
but it's
for
also
Seattle.
sad.
I mean, we're not letting them surge today. That's for sure.
Nicely done.
I'm sorry. I had to do it.
that attack round. Just cannot. You
I mean,
cannot
Surge
afford
can
to
still
allow
shoot
that
back,
one to go
guys.
the
I mean, it's not like
Yeah,
just
they're
total
not
bots on the
terrible.
map.
It's so weird about Surge too because individually these guys are all very strong players, especially
Big names.
Octane,
Yeah.
Gunless, like they're nasty. But for some reason the composition of the team, however it's working out, just doesn't work. And it's too late for it to work. They haven't made champs, so they're just maybe kind of just putting tape out there for next year, trying to get picked up. But like,
Yeah. I feel like last year's Octane was kind of like Mike Trout, where he was just so much better than almost everybody at that game, and he had just zero help and zero pitching help at all.
yeah.
Problem with this map is that you have to have dominant SMGs, and if
Yeah.
you don't, it's just
It makes
you're
it
not
so
gonna win.
tough for the
Yeah.
ARs because they can't even get to where they're trying to go then.
And in order for them to come back, they'd have to win 2 offensive rounds because we would have that map 5 defense. It's just
Yep.
Yeah, this it's looking good.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Look
I
at
thought
Standy just.
Standy just playing with him a little bit,
Yeah.
messing with him. Oh, he saw him. Go Major. Let's go, Major Maniac. Come on, boy.
The only thing is, Minnesota
Man, I would not want to play League. Imagine playing League, get matched up against all 4 of these guys.
yeah, no thanks.
I mean, I
Some of
want to
the-
do it just to say I did, but like, good God.
Have you ever heard like the game chat of other people when they get matched up,
Oh yeah.
and just how frustrated and how much they just want to
Yeah.
uninstall the game?
They're like, what the heck? You guys are nerds. You guys play too much. Hey, but by the way, I'm a professional comp player. I'm doing my thing, winning CDL matches out here.
That will allow them to grab that second tick, and if you're RØKKR, do you try to
Look at
back
us
on up?
go.
And the choice may in
Oh,
fact
no.
be made for them. Mid-map, totally
Oh, they
controlled.
got
All right,
beat.
so a little bit of adversity here.
Yeah, a little bit of like,
Time, a minute
A little bit of life.
little bit of life here, a little bit of life shown out of Seattle. Good for them, honestly. I started to feel bad. And now, I mean, this is very typical though. You see this all the time when you're playing defense. You kind of eventually just give it B so that you can
Yeah.
kind of do your thing and defend A because it's a much easier to defend A. But
hanging out. Major
we've
Maniac.
seen many a time that crumble for us. Oh my God, he shredded him
Rip.
through the whatever that
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, when you're watching this push, if you're on offense here, it's all about those kills that are happening in the bottom left-hand side of the map. Like, if you can get those initial kills in the back, then you can pinch through green, and you can just overwhelm whoever's on A. But you have to get those kills first, and it's not happening yet.
And Gunless was trying the same kind of flank that Priesta was doing last round, and they picked it up immediately and didn't allow that to happen. And that was kind of what won RØKKR the round last time was Priesta was just spawn killing, and he was being a nuisance in the back. Gunless tried to do the same thing, and I think it was Standy that immediately picked him up. And look at Major with the sub.
He's everywhere, bro. I love that Major Maniac is just kind of sleuthing her all around the map. He still can like turret up here and then.
Would you say he's squirrely?
No. Standy is squirrely. Major Maniac is applying pressure, but Standy's his movement is just way crazier because he has the gun to move way crazier,
Yeah.
right? So he can kind of
Oh,
maneuver
here we
a little
go.
faster.
Exactly what I was talking
Yep,
about again. It's
they're-
got to start here.
They're
if you're
doing
gonna
to
win
us
for
what
Surge.
we're doing to them,
Here
and
we go.
now
So you
it
pinch in
might
the
be
back,
able to
and here's
happen.
Gunless, the exact same place that Priesta was.
No.
Sometimes I know what I'm
Someone
talking
got
about,
through
guys.
though. Someone got through. One got through, and he's gonna
Yeah, they're
get
making
him
progress on
here.
And the timing's not going to be good. What?
They've done enough.
Yo.
Huh?
Uh-oh.
Players
Gotta dive on that. I don't
Someone's
think
gotta
we
touch
can.
it.
I don't think
no,
we can.
that nade's going to keep him off.
with 3 players.
Oh, someone.
Push, yes!
This fight, such a sliver left.
Push it.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Oh my god.
get the 2, get the 2. He needs
Oh,
to
he's out of
reload.
ammo.
Clock gets halted for
Oh, it's done.
Unbelievable.
It's done. That is insane, bro. That retake.
Yeah, that is super clutch.
Dude,
Who was that who slid in first at Standy?
I think, no,
Yeah.
Standy was second. Whoever slid in first died. I think it must have been attached.
Yeah.
Threw a nade and went in through his nade and just got demolished.
Oh, but we're out of lives though. Hang on.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's not over
there's,
yet.
there's
yet.
3 seconds,
This
so
is scary.
This is it. I mean, search and destroy right now.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we
Nice
traded?
trade.
3 to 4.
Oh!
there's
3 to 3,
one
2 to
more.
3.
2v1, you got to get it now.
Oh,
Ball game.
2v2. Wow, let's go, boys.
G.
Let's freaking go.
G.
Let's go. Fist bumpies. Fist
Quick
bumpies.
3-0, just like we planned.
Let's go. Now we can go have
Oh,
beer.
it was Priesta that came through first.
Yeah, oh wow. Priesta putting his
Dang.
life on the line for the win, man. That's what you love to see. I got really nervous when Standy had to reload right there.
Yeah.
Whew. That was nerve-wracking as hell.
That is the wrong play. There needs to be
I think,
to that point So at least you're able to close out.
I wonder who they're going to interview.
Yeah. But the fact
Who would
that
you
they
choose to
had
interview, you think?
Ooh, I don't know.
I feel like Standy takes the mic quite a bit.
Yeah, I wonder
They had
if they.
Priest last time,
I wonder
right?
if they change it up
top green, they find both
and they
those
try to
players
have like
eliminated
Major
from
Maniac
the
do it or
Seattle
something.
Surge. Like, that was a choke.
I don't know.
Whoever does it, they need to top Priesta's pre-cam antics.
Yes.
You know, where they're all pointing at the camera. They've
Yeah,
got
they're
gotta
like
step it up.
got a little
you know?
vibe there
Yep.
going on.
Priest,
Set the
Major
tone.
Maniac coming in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was kind of caught off guard when I was calling.
Fifth sweep this season? What? Is that true?
What happened to the third player?
I'm sorry, I should be
Dang.
so surprised. We're not that bad, but like, dude,
What was
fifth?
what was the statistic for Ultra? 7th?
Seven.
Only 2 behind them.
We're only
Not
2
bad.
sweeps behind. I thought we were at like 2 or 3. That's kind of insane, honestly.
Hold on, let me
Gunless
see.
looks so sad.
I know. I
I
feel
do
bad
feel
for him,
really bad
honestly.
for them.
I
But
do
see,
feel
like,
bad
you
for
look
him.
at
Priesta 17 and 13.
You look at the stats. Gunless and Octane usually play pretty well. It's just they can't
Classic
get the
was 9 and
production from their
21.
SMGs like a lot of teams can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big time.
Pace for the fastest series that we have had
Big
all
freaking time,
season.
man.
And there were some questions
Honestly, like,
Seattle's one of the, like, sometimes I don't feel bad for the teams that are at the bottom. Seattle's a team I feel bad for. Like, they just have the talent and the names, and it just stinks that they can't put it together.
yeah.
It's our benefit now, but
Right, yeah.
it is unfortunate for them.
Well, the tough point right now, and I think you really have to give Saint credit because when he went out and he brought Eli in, like that was a point in time where I think there were a lot of people that would have picked somebody else, like a proven vet that could come in and play that position. And at that point in time, Eli really wasn't like super well known. Like he had been playing well, but he wasn't one of the biggest names. So I think him making that move, bringing in Eli, and then now you see the production from the SMG. You see him popping off. That allows Attach to be more comfortable. It just seems like the team's in a really good spot right now that earlier on in the year, it was like, well, hopefully we can get this or that. And now most of the time, the majority of the time, they're showing up and they're playing really well.
That's what you need to see at this time of year. I mean, I say it a lot, so I'm sorry, but like you need to go into champs time revved up, like taking it against the teams you should. I mean, there was only like a few months ago we were barely eking by Seattle. We were like 3-2, and it felt like a coin flip almost. You were like, "God, that shouldn't have been that hard," but it was. And I mean, not to mince words, but yeah, like it shouldn't be that hard, and it was. So it's great to see this for us now. We got the play of the game. Who got it? Standy? Of course.
So
Look
yeah,
at this.
it was Priesta.
It was Priesta slid in.
Yep.
Standy got to go. I got so nervous when he had
So
to
he had
reload
9
right
bullets
here.
here. Oh. He reloaded with. I mean, he probably could have taken that, but it was a smart move to not.
Oh wait, so did he stop because his gun ran out, or did he stop because he saw the number?
He had probably saw the number because he had
Wow.
7 left when he reloaded.
Yeah. Wow, they all
Yeah.
just reacted out there to. They're late. They're behind us. No, but it's kind of crazy here to see just how we were able to eke this out because it got really close there for a sec.
I love the fact, too, that after he got that 2-piece, what you see from aggressive SMGs is, like, they don't just play a heady on that hill. You saw him run up into green and then try to get more kills as Seattle came out of spawn. And that's the major difference. If you have just an SMG that likes to kind of play objective-based, they don't really do that. But when you watch the Abizis of the world, the Octane, or the Shotsies, the Standys,
Probably not the
that's
Octane.
what they do.
Yeah.
Although I wouldn't put it past Octane. I'm sure he can run an
probably
SMG.
could, yeah. But that's what, like, putting the pressure, like, that's your job, is to put pressure up the map and to push the pace. And that's a prime example of, you know, making the team play and then, okay, let's go for more. Let's push the envelope even more. I think it probably won the round there.
Right on. We've absolutely got to make sure that we beat at least one of these 2 next teams. Dallas Empire, Florida Mutineers. Sunday. Hey, Sunday, McGovern's live watch party. We'll be there, man.
I can't wait for that Dallas matchup.
That's going
Yeah.
to be crazy. That's the last match of the Minnesota RØKKR home series. We saved the best for last.
Should we talk about how Kingdom picked Dallas?
Kingdom picked Dallas to win over Minnesota RØKKR. And, like, I know he's drinking the Dallas Kool-Aid. That's all right.
They did look good in the major. I'll give them
They
that.
did. On land, they did look really
Yeah.
good. Man, I feel... Hey, that's going to be a lit match for his Gorillas. Let's see. Let's see,
no,
man.
You didn't have to.
Let's see who's going to win there. I wonder... I don't know. I feel like that could go either way. Or do you guys think Surge has got it easy?
I think Surge.
I think
I don't
Seattle's
have
better,
any faith.
but
I don't have any faith in LAG at this moment.
Yeah, it's tough. They've had
It
a
just
tough
kinda is
year.
what it is.
I mean they're in very similar spots. They have ARs and flexes that are a bit more, cemented in the COD scene. They're trying out an SMG. You have Mental with LAG that really hasn't been there all that long. You have Classic with Seattle who just came on in the last stage. So those two teams, they're very similar, but I just feel like with the talent that Seattle has at the flex and the AR, they're just a little bit better at this point.
A Major 5 on land, baby, in Arlington. That's what we're playing for right now, guys. If you guys don't, I mean, no, you all know. It's at the end of the year. All right, we're playing the group play. We're trying to get the most amount of points possible for the standings, and we're trying to secure a winner's bracket spot in the Major 5 land. We were right. They're doing Standy.
go.
They're going to
Who's
interview
gonna help?
Standy
We're
coming
this
on
series
us.
talking
Nobody?
about this guy Standy. He's been taught a lot, but he taught us out of the book of Eli today. A wonderful series for this guy, as he'll be joined by Lottie after this break.
Surge is way different. Like, Dallas is a well-oiled machine. But you just, and I don't want to say you got to have.
Else? It's the Standy show.
I think they didn't shoot Standy at the beginning of the year because he wasn't on the team. So
They made up for it.
they needed
him
stuff
look like
with
a
Standy, I
superstar.
think, yeah.
Because he is one.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Just to get back to what you're saying, I love that
sorry.
matchup against Dallas.
Yeah.
Just because like you get to see one of the best, fastest SMGs in the game in Shotzzy against Standy. Like they're trying to be like the same sort of player. So a lot of what happens in those maps, like in a control, it's like who's going to win that engagement. And if you're playing on Garrison, if Standy wins it, then you're probably going to win that round. Whereas like if you lose that to Shotzzy over and over again, that could determine a map. So anytime you play like some of those top squads, like Optic and you see him versus Envoy, or Dallas and you see him versus Shotzzy, or versus Abizi, like any of those top squads, I love seeing like, of course, in a match like this, he's kind of able to take over and just assert his dominance. But in those matchups, it's like, okay, you've been playing super well. Let's see if you win these gun battles against like some of these top SMGs.
Yeah, I can't imagine trying to play against Shotzzy, if I'm honest. That sounds pretty tough.
Yeah, just watching his movement. Like, I can't remember who said this, but someone said there's not a lot of players that you can just watch their point of view and their gameplay and know who it is. And Shotzzy's one of those players. Like, he can just, the way that he moves is unlike anybody else. The way that he figures out the game and figures out the movement is just uncanny compared to everybody else. But yeah, I'm kind of the opposite. Nothing you said is wrong because you're 100% true, and that battle is probably the biggest one, realistically. But in the matchups with the past, when accuracy was still on the roster, on the starting roster, it's always been accuracy and Crim being those guys that were going back and forth. Those Miami searches come to mind against Dallas. That was the matchup that, like, whoever picked the other first, I felt like ended up winning the round as far as search goes. Can Major be that guy? Obviously, by the looks of today, yes. But that's, in my mind, that's the biggest matchup, is who's going to win that AR battle, especially in the search. Hardpoints can go day to day, but that to me is the most intriguing thing.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they're about to interview Standy. I want to make sure we don't miss it. So let's get ready for that and kind of see what he has to say. Is he going to say something crazy? I mean, he looks like he's feeling himself. He might say something crazy. Let's see.
Hello CDL friends and fans. Welcome to your Game to Your Victory Spotlight. I am joined by Standy from Minnesota RØKKR. First of all, man, congrats on the dub. Nice stuff, especially at your home series. Obviously, you're moving forward 2-for-1 in the final stage, which is great. And you guys have had your ups and downs as a team, but I want to know from you at this moment in time, how close do you think you guys are as a team from cementing yourselves really as that top 6 team heading into champs?
I think my team is like kind of on that mark until we're like considered the top 6 or like even better. And I think it just comes down to like making sure our search and destroy is dominant, because recently, as everyone's been seeing, like our hardpoint has been getting better, our control has been pretty solid. So I think it comes down to like getting our search and destroy better and staying consistent and always using teamwork. And I think that like that will propel us to like a top level team like consistently.
Love that. I'm going to be watching out for the search and the progress that you guys are going to be making. Now, obviously, you end your home series with Empire. That's a big game for you guys and a big test. How happy would you be as a team, and how much progress do you think you guys would have made if you could end your home series run with the win against Empire?
Katie's insane.
I think that's like that's an important win, because obviously like we want to secure the 6th seed. So our goal is to make sure we at least end this group with 3 wins to make sure we're like starting the winners for the major. So either the win against Dallas would be really important, and I think I'd bring like some like a little bit less stress on like winning our like match versus Florida in a way. So I think it'd be really important, and I think it'd be be a solid win.
I'm definitely watching out for that game, by the way. No pressure. No pressure whatsoever. Standy, before you go, I think it'd be a bit of a disjustice if I didn't let the fans get to know you a little bit more. So I'm going to have a bit of fun and ask you a few like quick fire questions just to get to know you a little better. You in?
All right, I'm down. Let's do it.
Okay. Okay, let's do it. Okay, who is your favorite superhero?
Superman.
Superman, I like it. And favorite team in any sport?
Washington Capitals hockey.
Okay, a hockey fan, love it. And one thing you could eat for the rest of your life. It's a big decision.
May not be the healthiest decision, but Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is very good. Favorite movie?
That's a hard one on the spot. I can't think of one. I don't know. Maybe like the
I
SpongeBob
appreciate
movie.
The SpongeBob, okay, love it. The SpongeBob
It's a
movie,
childhood
I
movie.
would not have been able to answer that one either. And last question. Something you couldn't live without if you were stranded on an island?
My phone. Maybe some water, food.
Live without his iPhone.
Only one thing, Stan. You can't be greedy here.
Alright.
So is it the phone, is it the water, or is it the food?
I think I can live without my phone. So probably food, because if I didn't have food, I'd probably die.
I tell you what, we've learned a few things about you. One is that you're a smart man. We appreciate you so much, Standy. Thank you so much for joining us. And best of luck at the rest of your home series.
Yep. Thank you. And
What did he say?
I don't know.
Shout out
The
to
Beast.
shout out to Beast something.
Does he say Beast Burgers?
Beast oh, maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe he loves Beast Burger too. Man, that was a good game, guys. I mean, I'm so sorry to beat the dead horse, but like, win against teams you're supposed to win against, and now you're in the end of the year. You're ramping up. You're gonna be starting to play better competition, especially when you get into champs. Dominantly beat those teams, and that's what we did today. So that feels really good. Now looking ahead. Sunday, Dallas Empire. Honestly, I'd like to break that down with you guys in person at McGovern's in St. Paul, where we'll be having a live watch party of the RØKKR versus Dallas match. The match is scheduled to start at 5 p.m. Central, but obviously it's the last match of the day. If the matches ahead of ours go really fast, we might be playing earlier than 5. So definitely come out to McGovern's, say hi to us. We'll be doing the show live from there. I've never done a stream from a bar before, so this will be a first.
Sick.
Fun.
It's gonna be fun. So I think it's gonna be sick. I'm nervous but excited. I'm excited to see all the fans. Guys, if you guys want to participate in any of our events this weekend that we have locally here going on in the Twin Cities, on Friday night, we're gonna be at Up Down in Minneapolis. It's like a barcade type of vibe. We're gonna be premiering our beer. We have a beer. It's a summer shandy, not standy. Which I just learned actually was
Summer
like
Standy.
it's like
Hang on.
a light beer mixed with lemonade. So shout out to that.
It's great.
We're gonna be premiering that's called Final Circle, premiering that at Up Down in Minneapolis. Anyone can come after 5 p.m. Central Time, so come say hey. And then we're actually going to have presence at Twin Cities Pride all weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 6 is when Pride's going on. We'll have a booth at Pride, and we're very excited to see folks there. We're going to have face painting at the booth. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to be there on Saturday, so come say hi. Shout out Pride. It's always a good time. And then, like I said, Sunday, that's our next match. We don't play again until Sunday, guys. I know it's a long wait, but I think it'll be worth it because the Dallas match is going to be insane. We're going to be live at McGovern's, and it's going to be good. And if you're not in Minnesota to check out any of those in-person events,
Flying.
I'm flying, and I'm sorry, but we hope we can make it up to you with a stellar like Minnesota RØKKR home series broadcast. I've got all kinds of cool content coming out over the weekend here that kind of just beefs up the content a little bit. The guys were having fun. The guys actually had to paint the RØKKR logo from memory. So we had them doing some ridiculous stuff, and it was a good time. But anyways, that's it for us, man. Any final thoughts before we go, guys?
Yeah, I think overall they just took care of business, beat a team that they're supposed to beat. I cannot wait for that Dallas matchup. We'll see how it goes. If we win that, then all of a sudden we're in prime position to potentially get like a number 1 seed out of our group. We'll see what happens with Toronto. But if we lose against Dallas, it'll all come down to winner's bracket with that Florida matchup. So overall, I think at this point in the year, when you're playing some of those bottom 4 teams, you should come out, you should dominate, you should win in a 3-0 fashion, and that's what we saw today.
Yeah, I think not only is it important to beat the teams you're supposed to beat, but like I said, they dominated teams they're supposed to beat. And that's what top teams do. Top teams don't just toy around with their food. You know, they come out, they dominate, and they go home. And to see that consistently, and also my map concerns, we didn't really get into it. I had the biggest concerns with the maps. I am very publicly against playing Checkmate for RØKKR. I do not like them playing RØKKR on any map and mode, and they just took that and threw it right out the window because they looked dominant on it. Standoff, another one. It's always a typical veto for them. Took that, threw that right out the window, looked dominant on that. So these are the type of matches where you experiment, and these are the type of matches you get better, and they looked not better, they looked really good on those maps. So I'm very satisfied. I'm just not satisfied we have to go.
I know. I'm
That's
kind
the
of.
worst part.
It was so fast. Come on, God. Well, hey, I don't like sweating over Game 5 though.
That's
It's
true.
been a long
Yeah.
year with that. Let's maybe just do what we did today. Let's keep it up. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. We'll catch you guys on Sunday. Thank you, IKON, for joining me. Brett Blakemore for
course.
joining me. I'm MiDNiTE, aka Ashley, and we will see you guys